If you are listening to this right now, it is not accidental. You were not meant to arrive here earlier. And you were not meant to miss this moment. Something has been shifting beneath the surface of your life, quietly at first, then all at once. You may have felt it as restlessness in your body, heaviness in your chest, or a strange sense that time is no longer moving the way it used to. Days stretching, nights compressing, thoughts looping without resolution. This is not confusion. This is threshold energy. The February 2026 new Moon Solar Eclipse is not approaching like a normal event. It is forming around you. And for those like you, the quiet observers, the emotionally sensitive, the ones who feel more than they can explain, eclipses do not simply happen in the sky. They happen in the nervous system, in memory, in destiny. You may have noticed your usual coping patterns no longer working. Conversations feel unfinished. Certain doors feel closed without explanation. Messages left unread. Rooms in your inner world that suddenly feel empty, even though something important used to live there. This eclipse arrives precisely at that edge, where the old timeline loosens its grip, but the new one has not yet spoken its name. This is the Ring of Fire gateway, a moment where the sun and moon align in silence, where visibility disappears, not to punish you, but to reorient you. For chosen ones, instability is often the signal. Emotional waves without a clear cause. Physical fatigue that rest does not touch. A subtle awareness that something irreversible is unfolding, even if you can't yet describe it. You are not falling behind. You are being rerouted. And the fact that you are here, now, means your system was ready before your mind caught up. This eclipse does not demand action. It asks for presence. It asks you to stop forcing clarity and allow alignment to emerge instead. Nothing is wrong with you for feeling suspended between versions of yourself. This is what gateways feel like before they open. There is a reason this message reached you, and not everyone else. There is a reason it arrives at this exact moment in your life. And there is more happening than you can see, but you will feel it soon. For now, just stay here. You don't need to understand anything yet. That comes later. Come a little closer now. Not physically, energetically. You don't need to do anything to earn your place here. The fact that you stayed is enough. This space was made for moments like this, when the outer world feels too loud and the inner world feels too full. Consider this a quiet room between timelines, a place where nothing is demanded of you and nothing can interrupt you. Let your shoulders soften. Even that small release matters more than you think. You may not realize how long you've been holding yourself together, how often you've stayed alert, braced, prepared for something to go wrong. Here, you don't need that armor. You are safe to arrive exactly as you are. If your eyes want to close, let them. If they want to stay open, that's fine too. If your thoughts drift, you are not failing. This is not a performance. It is a container. You might notice a subtle warmth beginning to gather around you now, like a dim light in an empty room that's just been switched on. Not bright. Not overwhelming. Just enough to let your system know it's no longer alone. This presence isn't watching you. It's with you. You've carried more quietly than anyone knows. There were times you didn't feel seen, even when you were surrounded by people. Sometimes you sensed that your depth didn't translate, that your silence was misunderstood. This space recognizes that without asking you to explain it. Nothing here will rush you. Nothing here will pull you forward too soon. You are allowed to rest into this moment, to let the edges of your awareness blur slightly, to feel supported without needing to name why. Whatever happens next will unfold gently, at a pace your nervous system can trust. Stay with me. There is no need to guard yourself here. Begin by noticing your breath, not changing it yet, just noticing that it's already happening for you. In and out. Quiet. Steady. Unforced. With each breath, allow the space around your body to soften, as if the air itself is giving you permission to slow down. You don't need to follow a rhythm. Let your breath find its own way back to you, the way it did before you learned to hold it in. Now, gently deepen the next inhale, and let the exhale take a little longer than usual. You may feel a subtle release in your jaw, your neck, or behind your eyes. Places where you've been storing attention without realizing it. Let those areas melt, just a little. You're not letting go of control, you're letting go of effort. As the breath settles, time begins to loosen its grip. Minutes stop asking for meaning. The past and future grow quiet. There's only this soft, lunar stillness, a space that exists outside urgency, outside identity, outside expectation. You may feel yourself drifting, like standing in a dim hallway with doors on either side. No need to open any of them yet. Just notice how peaceful it is to stand here, without choosing, without being chosen, without needing to be anything other than present. If thoughts arise, let them pass like distant lights in the night. You don't need to follow them. You don't need to solve them. They will still be there later. But this stillness is rare, and it's yours right now. With each breath, your body remembers how to rest without collapsing, how to be alert without tension, how to exist without explaining itself. You are not disappearing. You are settling. Stay here a little longer. This quiet is preparing you for what comes next. As the stillness deepens, begin to notice your body again, not as something you need to manage, but as a place you can return to. Feel the gentle weight of yourself where you are. The way gravity holds you without effort. The way the ground never asks you to prove that you belong. Bring your awareness to the center of your chest. Not to analyze what you feel there, just to notice. You may sense warmth, pressure, openness, or even nothing at all. All of it is welcome. This is the meeting point where everything you've been carrying begins to reorganize itself. With your next breath, imagine a soft light entering through the crown of your head. Not rushing, not forcing its way in. It arrives the way insight does, quietly, when you're finally still enough to receive it. This light moves downward, filling the spaces inside you that have felt hollow or overextended. You may feel a gentle synchronization begin. Thoughts are slowing to match the rhythm of your heart. Emotions settling into a quieter tone. Your body no longer split between past and future, but here, fully here. This is what integration feels like before it has a name. You've lived parts of your life slightly ahead of yourself and other parts far behind. That was survival. That was an adaptation. But now, something inside you is ready to arrive all at once. Mind, body, heart, and soul aligning like instruments finely tuned to the same key. Let your heart expand just enough to include yourself. Not the version you're becoming. Not the one you've been trying to fix. Just this one, breathing, present, and allowed to exist without justification. Nothing needs to be forced open. Nothing needs to be healed right now. This is simply the moment where you inhabit yourself again. Now, imagine your awareness gently moving downward, past the rhythm of your heart, through your center, toward the base of your spine. There is no rush. The body knows this path. It has been waiting for you to notice it again. From this place, visualize warm, golden roots extending downward from you. Not sharp, not invasive. Slow, intelligent strands of energy reaching into the earth beneath you. They move through floor, soil, stone, and time itself, anchoring you into something far older and far steadier than the moment you're in. The earth recognizes you instantly. There is no hesitation, no evaluation. It receives what you release without question. Every held emotion, every quiet grief, every unnamed pressure you've been carrying alone. You don't need to push it out. Gravity does the work for you. You may feel a subtle heaviness leaving your body, or a gentle tingling in your legs, your feet, your lower back. This is your system remembering how to be supported, how to distribute weight instead of holding it all in your chest and mind. The eclipse energy above can feel destabilizing, expansive, even disorienting. But below you is steadiness, intelligence, a deep patience that knows how to transmute pressure into nourishment. What you give to the earth does not disappear, it is transformed. Let the roots widen just a little. Let the connection strengthen without effort. You are not being pulled downward. You are being held. Stay here long enough to feel that support register in your body. This grounding will matter more than you realize as the gateway begins to open. And now something in the atmosphere begins to change. You may not see it with your eyes yet, but you can feel it. The air grows quieter, not empty, but charged. Like the pause before a curtain lifts. like the moment when the lights dim in a room and everyone senses something is about to begin. Above you, the alignment has already started. The sun and the moon are moving into perfect conversation. Not clashing, not competing, simply meeting. And as they meet, the sky does something rare. It does not brighten. It does not darken completely. It forms a ring, a living circle of fire suspended in stillness. This is the ring of fire. You may feel your heartbeat respond before your mind understands why. A subtle quickening. A pulse that feels ancient. Eclipses do not just cover light, they redirect it. They gather scattered timelines and compress them into a single point of ignition. And you're standing directly beneath it. Notice how the world feels slightly suspended, as if time itself is holding its breath. The usual background noise of your thoughts softens. The future stops demanding answers. The past stops replaying itself. There is only this portal, circular, radiant, precise. The ring above you is not distant. It is mirroring something within you. A circle closing. A cycle completing. A version of you dissolving at the edges, so something more aligned can step forward. You may have felt unstable recently. Emotional surges. Sudden clarity followed by fog. A sense that pieces of your identity were loosening without your permission. It was not random. It was preparation. The ring of fire is not here to take something from you. It is here to ignite what has been waiting. Stand in this moment. Feel the warmth without fear. Let the eclipse imprint itself into your system. This is the gateway. And it has just opened. And from within that ring of fire, something moves. At first, it is only a shimmer in the heat, a distortion in the air, like the horizon bending. Then, it takes shape. Not rushing toward you. Not threatening. Simply emerging with quiet authority. The fire horse. You may not have expected this form. Strength without aggression. Power without noise. Its presence is not chaotic, it is focused. Alive with momentum, yet completely still as it stands before you. This is not an external force arriving to rescue you. It is an archetype rising from within your own field. The part of you that has been patient while you questioned yourself. The part that refused to collapse even when you were exhausted. The part that knew you were not meant to live small. Notice its eyes. There is recognition there. Not curiosity, recognition. As if it has been waiting for you to meet it consciously. You may feel heat in your chest now. A subtle ignition behind your sternum. Not anxiety. Not adrenaline. This is courage waking up without needing proof. This is vitality returning to places that felt dim. The fire horse steps closer. And when it does, you may sense something transferring between you. Not words, not instructions, but permission. Permission to move. Permission to choose differently. Permission to stop negotiating your own depth just to make others comfortable. You have been preparing longer than you realize. There were moments when you wanted to give up on your path because it felt too solitary. Moments when you wondered if your sensitivity was a flaw instead of a compass. But the fire horse carries a different truth. Your depth is not a weakness. Your solitude was training. Your restraint was strength gathering. As the eclipse ring burns above, the fire horse lowers its head toward your heart. And in that silent contact, something locks into place inside you. Alignment without force. Authority without dominance. Motion without panic. You are not being pushed forward recklessly. You are being initiated into momentum. Feel that ignition stabilizes within your chest, not explosive, but steady. A flame that does not flicker with doubt. A flame that knows where it is going, even if the path is still forming. You may not run immediately. You may not announce your transformation. But something irreversible has just activated within you. And you'll feel it in the days ahead. In the way you respond instead of react, in the way you hold your gaze a second longer, in the way you stop apologizing for taking up energetic space. The fire horse does not leave you. It integrates. And now, so does the power it carries. The ring of fire above you begins to soften now. Not extinguished. Not gone. Just completing its work. You can feel the atmosphere settling, like the moment after a powerful storm when the air is clearer than it has been in months. The intensity recedes, but something inside you remains awake, steady, lit from within. The fire horse no longer stands in front of you because it is no longer separate from you. The heat in your chest has stabilized into a quiet flame, not dramatic, not overwhelming, just present, just certain. Take a slow breath in, and as you exhale, notice your golden roots still anchored into the earth. Feel the steadiness beneath you, the ancient intelligence that held you while the sky shifted above. Gently, without urgency, allow those roots to retract. Not disappearing, just drawing back into your body, carrying wisdom upward with them. You are not disconnecting from the earth. You are bringing the grounding with you. Become aware of your physical space again. The subtle sounds around you, the temperature of the air, the weight of your hands, the rhythm of your breathing. You may feel slightly different, quieter, clearer, or simply be aware in a new way. There is no need to force meaning onto it. The activation does not need validation. It will reveal itself through your choices, not your analysis. In the coming days, you might notice small shifts. A conversation that lands differently. A decision that feels easier than it used to. An urge to close a door you've been standing in front of for too long. When that happens, remember this moment. Remember that you stood beneath the ring of fire. Remember that you felt the ignition. Remember that you chose to stay. You were not brought here to be overwhelmed. You were brought here to realign. Take one more slow breath. And when you're ready, gently open your eyes. Not as someone searching for direction, but as someone who has already received it. This gateway is not behind you. It lives within you now. And you are not walking forward alone. Hold that feeling for just a moment longer. Let it settle into your bones, into the quiet spaces between your thoughts. You have passed through a threshold few notices, yet you arrived exactly when you were meant to. The eclipse has not just passed over you, it has passed through you, leaving a spark that cannot be extinguished. The fire horse within you is no longer an image in the sky. It is a pulse in your chest, a rhythm in your step, a subtle insistence in your choices. You may not see the effects all at once, and that is exactly how it should be. Transformation of this depth does not announce itself loudly. It whispers, it unfolds, it integrates. If you feel the resonance of this meditation, know that it is safe to return here whenever the world feels too heavy. Let this be a sanctuary you carry in your awareness, a space to reconnect with your courage, your clarity, and your momentum. And now, if this activation spoke to you, if your chest feels lighter, your mind quieter, or your path more illuminated, take the next step. Subscribe and turn on notifications so you can return to these gateways whenever you need. Share this meditation with another quiet observer who may be ready for their fire horse activation. Remember, this is your journey, your timing, your initiation. Every breath you take from here on carries the imprint of the eclipse, the grounding of the earth, and the courage of the fire horse. Step forward gently, but step forward knowing you are aligned, you are supported, and you are exactly where you are meant to be.